So we gave this scenario to ChatGPT and we decided to do something for marketing. So here the objective is calculating the or predicting the return on investment for a new marketing campaign. Um, Here we use the customer acquisition and conversion rate. What you can see here, we did the uniform distribution. We gave it to ChatGPT and it gave us the ranges, like the lower being 10 and the higher being 50 for customer acquisition cost, and then 1 to 10% for conversion rate, as well as the fixed values as well were from ChatGPT. So we have like the number of like for 1,000 leads. And then, with the uniform distribution, obviously you get the random variable with the equation, and then range it from between 50 and 10 for the customer acquisition, and range it between 1 and 10% for the conversion rate. However, for the average revenue per customer, we decided to go for normal distribution instead. So average revenue per customer, the 350 and 25 were given from ChatGPT. So you just plug in those numbers with the equation for, as you can see, it's linked back to these two cells to give you the correct average revenue per customer. And basically, we just use these values here to use to calculate to find the ROI calculations.
Okay, so how to get the raw calculations. You would go and you would create on the on the M cell or the M column, and randomize the numbers and everything. Like here, this is the formula that you would get. It would be equals rand with ending the parentheses minus uh times, excuse me, and then starting the parentheses one minus parentheses negative one parentheses plus parentheses minus one parentheses, and you would autofill. And yeah, that's how you get the randomized numbers here. Uh, for to get the raw calculations, you would do equals parentheses expected revenue minus total cost of campaign. And then you would end the parentheses, and then you would go ahead and divided it by the total cost of campaign. And then that's how you would get negative 23%. To summarize the statistics, to get the mean, it would be equals average, and then the entire, like the, not the entire, but the, the, where the row number on the bottom, like the number after it, you would autofill that from 1 all the way to 100. And then you would close the parentheses. And then you would do the same thing for standard deviation, except the only difference is the formula, which would be equals STDEV point 0.6. And then again, the entirety from 1 to 100, but from the M cell. That's how you would get that number. And then for maximum, it would be equal max. And then again, the same process that I said earlier from the M cell, M3 all the way down to M102, which is 100, 1 to 100. And then for the minimum, the difference would be minimum only, which would be equal min, parentheses, again, the entirety of the M cell besides uh this one where it says the raw number, you would just not autofill. You would just select the entire cell from 1 to 100, and it should only be from this column. To get the medium, it would be equal median. Again, the same process. And then for quartile, it would be, again, it would be equals quartile. And then the entire M cell, and then the only difference is for the one it's the first quartile. So, yeah. Oh, oopies. I don't know what I did. Wait. Okay, wait a second. Sorry. I'm like freaking out now. Okay, it's back to normal. Anyway, not really. Anyway, to get the quartile 3, it would be the same thing as quartile 1, except the only difference is you're gonna put 3 instead of 1. But again, you're selecting the same cells, the same numbers. You're gonna add, you're gonna start with equals quartile. The only difference is the 3. Um, how we get the graphs, you would go to insert, and then here where the graphs are, you would select the histogram. Oh my God, hold on. You would select the histogram, like what I literally just did, and you would go ahead and select these two rows, and then they would give you the entire formula, or not the entire formula, but the graph of the Monte Carlo simulation, the RAW and the raw. Well, that's the same number. And then this is the same thing. You just have to select this, and then that's it. While this would be the entire graph. And yeah, thanks for watching.